we are getting into the meat and potatoes of the show,
Yes.
which is the roundup.
Yes.
And the way we just started doing the roundup, we could do from least to greatest, boring to exciting, and we are starting with Roni. So with that being
Most boring, most annoying.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just going to get right to what has me the most fired up about the Real Housewives of New York. If y'all don't get Aaron out of the editor, producer booth,
yes.
what in the world was that? And if you have not seen the most recent episode of Real Housewives of New York, Aaron and Rebecca Minkoff conspired to finally make Rebecca not be boring and decided they would play a prank on the rest of the girls and just slip it into the friend group that Rebecca was knocked up and didn't know who the father was. And so we saw throughout the whole episode Brynn being the carrier pigeon and telling the story, and everyone talking about it. And when it's time for dodgeball, don't throw a ball at her.
Okay, let's just stop right there, because I thought when that was happening and the way Brynn bragged about how she had carpal tunnel. That's where the carpal tunnel thing comes in, because she stirs the pot so much. But I just thought it was just so disgusting, because it's like you're lying first off, and then you see the way everyone, because it's a game of telephone, people hear things differently. It's like it just spiraled.
It did.
What Brynn said to stir the pot to what Sai was saying, and Jessel, I was like, that is and then it gets
not
to Jenna.
Something to be proud of. She's saying it like it's cute. No, it was just the tale of tattletelling last night. Everyone was just telling oh, this person said this about you. Oh, this person said, and I'm like, are we in the 7th grade? What is happening? But getting back to this prank, we find out at the very end when Rebecca storms off, her and Aaron kiki off camera about, well, not off camera, but outside of the girls' earshot that that was a good one. Turns out it was a fake story and it was a prank the whole time.
But at that time, was Aaron pregnant?
I don't think so.
Because it has come out.
Yes, we just found out
also that she is pregnant. Also, and we'll get into that. But
if she was, it was so early that there was no way that she knew about that.
Okay, so then this is even more disgusting. I couldn't. I'm sorry. I'm kind of telling on myself.
Part was when Brynn was talking to Jessel, and she's like, "Yeah, I confirmed it. I talked to some people." I was like, "Bitch, you're just making this shit up, aren't you?"
Oh, absolutely.
This is just completely fake.
That's
what I'm saying. Oh yeah, I talked to people. I have the people that I know. I'm like, girl. Yeah. You're gonna feel so stupid.
It was such a dumb story. But so unlike, so this is not her first prank this season. They also did the stupid thing about the cockroach and did gross.
And pavlova. I hate a ruined dessert.
Yes, me too. Sinful. But at least with that, we saw them plotting and a planning.
Yes.
This time, the joke is on us, the audience. I'm sorry, you do not prank the viewers on a storyline. Jeff Lewis said it best when he was on Watch What Happens Live last night. You lose trust with your audience. And it just feels like the girls are producing themselves, which you're not supposed to do. So I hated every bit of this. And I ended that episode just pissed off. And I don't think... this is the effect that you should want your viewers.
That's why I said they should be extremely worried. But talking about producing yourself, we'll get into it a little bit, because I think a lot of that's going on in Salt Lake City, and I think they've got a new producer called Bronwyn. But we'll get into that. Anything else left from Roni?
Oh, Jessel and Pavit. Their little baby talk. I just don't understand it. I got a scene. I don't have any children.
Bitch. The basic bitch of it all.
The basic bitch of it all. That too. But I'm still floored that she still wants more children. I saw the scene of her kids playing, and I don't have any kids, and I'm like, absolutely not. Why would you want
couldn't
more?
Be me.
This is a lot. This is
not
too much.
Be me. But either way, I find the way that Pavit handles those discussions and those conversations to be incredibly disrespectful. He just completely disregard. I'm like, this is not the way you should be talking about possibly having, even if you don't want kids, to just be so, I don't know, just so cold and mean spirited about it. As much as Jessel annoys me, I didn't like that.
Yeah, I think Call Me Crazy But I just really think that she's just hammering this for a storyline because she has nothing else going on. I don't know. But with Jessel, I don't know. It's just not that believable.
And maybe her husband does. And maybe that's what Pavitt thinks too. Like, you're not about to leave me with another person while you're out filming scenes and doing your fashion and everything else. No, thank you.
Okay. Well, until next week, we'll see what else Brand is lying about, stirring the pot about, and what other boring storylines will be kind of uncovered on Roni.
Jesus. Can't wait.
Next up, Potomac. Okay, so Potomac is having a little bit of uptick here.
We got an uptick going on, indeed.
And I will have to say,
slow burn.
Yes, I will have to say the MVP is Karen. Like
Man.
She is just, it's so subtle. It's so subtle, and it's so good when she does like speak up. It's just like, oh wait, did that just come out your mouth?
Oh yeah, she said, "Oh, you're gonna embarrass me. I'll raise you one and talk about your opioid overdose." I said, "Damn."
I was gagged. I said, "Oh heavens!"
Yes. And then I saw something where some clip on social media.
She called her a dilapidated pole humper.
Okay, that too. When she said that,
dilapidated pole humper, honey.
She is giving it to the girls this season.
I love it, and I'm here for it.
Yes.
Mia deserves it.
Oh, absolutely. No, when Karen talked about Mia's opioid addiction, when it first came out, when she first said it, it sounded a little unbelievable. Okay,
and it just sounded very believable. It's the only thing that I did believe 100% about her.
So then I saw a clip on social media where they go and pull interviews of Mia talking about it, like in the past. So I was like, oh, this is factual, actual and factual. So,
but it's never come up on any of her seasons so far. So, you know, I don't think this is necessarily a story that Mia wants to get out there.
Nope.
Although it is par for the course because of that crazy story that you told about Karen. So good on you, Karen.
Yeah. Okay, so then we had another interesting story. We got to see a little bit more of Jazzy and get to know a little bit more of her.
Know a little bit
more.
I was literally doing math. I was like, so if they're three, but this one, but y'all been together for 2 years. I was so confused.
The gestational period is. Wait a minute, I was here before the kids, but when I got him, the kids
could have been here, but they could have not been here.
I was like, that just didn't make any sense. But the mom has come out, the children's mother has come out and said some things, and I thought, wow, that's very classy. She was like, I just want to get the facts straight. Yeah. These kids were planned. I don't know, you're using it for a storyline, but wasn't messy about it. I don't know if Jazzy has responded.
Not that I've seen.
I feel like she just should not be talking about this man's kids. Don't speak on my children.
And they don't need to come up.
They don't need to come. And they're like, oh yeah, I was checking on the boys. Girl, you are not these. You're talking about babies. You are not these children's mothers. Yeah. Like, this is not the same as like Wendy checking on Eddie and her kid. Like, those are her actual children.
Correct.
Yes. You have no business. You need to be like Kiana, who was like, yeah, rich auntie vibes. Like, maybe you could be that lane, but this is not. I felt like it's just really low class for her to keep talking about this man's children. And if I was him, I feel some kind of way about how much my kids are coming up. And if I was these boys' mother, oh no. Yeah. Why is your little thing talking about my kids?
But she also gives the vibes of, I'm trying too hard to be accepted and fit in.
Oh, yes.
With this group and this man.
The group. I'm like, she was a side chick that got promoted. And like, honestly, it's okay. Own it.
Yeah. She's trying too hard to stunt on him. Yeah. And like, oh, he's a football for the... And then it's like, and now he doesn't actually have a contract.
I think he's with the Ravens.
Okay, so they didn't pick him back up again?
No, he was not.
Okay.
Got it. So he's out here? He's in LA?
No.
Are the Ravens in? Oh, that's the Rams. This is why I don't do
football. Thank the Lord that none of you tune into this particular show for sports.
Thank God. Because I'm probably wrong, but she's definitely wrong.
I was like, wait, that doesn't sound right. Okay, but speaking of sports, though, so we see Mia and, you know, the...
being a professional juggler. having her girlfriend, husband, and boyfriend on the show at the same time.
That too, but we saw her at the table with Tiana arguing over who got treated. I was like, wait. She was like, it could be the same guy, and you guys know what I'm talking about.
Yes. Like, what team? Because I have one of those. Like, Mia was just start to finish out of pocket on this trip. Like, we need to just pause for a second and just talk about her out of pocketness. She was all the outas. Out of pocket, out of line, out of order. Like, all the outas was Mia.
She made this whole trip about her. If I was Wendy, I would be livid. Oh,
you could tell the way that lace front at the end. It was livid. I was like, what? Why are we showing this?
Because this was not a birthday trip. Like, no. What are you talking about? This was not like, child, please.
If I was Wendy, I would have been very upset I left my kids and my husband for this in my honor, for sure.
To go to the joint?
Oh my God! When they went to
and why are they at the joint?
They were just standing around. There weren't any free services. I was like, "What?"
She was like, "Yeah, I still have it. Look."
She was like, "We're selling it." I'm like, "I don't."
Okay, but it did give me an idea for your birthday. Tell Tiana about that. I think May 18th.
Don't you dare. We're not going
for
to
your
the joint.
birthday.
We are not.
No, not the joint. We're going to make it about me. We're going to go to the first dealership that I ever worked at.
Literally.
We're going to test drive a Honda. Okay.
Okay.
Then we're going to go maybe to the dealership where my first general manager works. He can talk about like what he saw in me as to why he hired me in the first place. And all, like, this is how we're going to celebrate your birthday. Sound good?
Yeah, I would die. I would absolutely die. And it was like
it's so
crickets.
Weird. It makes no sense. She doesn't even own it anymore. Like, why are we here?
It was just like crickets all around. I'm like, this is not fun. Like,
not to mention it's like a franchise. There are like thousands of them.
They're not even that special. Like,
maybe
I just connected the dot that they didn't even get services. So literally, why did they go there?
It's for her to be like, look, I still own this place.
But we're selling it.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing that Mia does makes any sense ever.
I can't. And then her deep throating the alcohol bottle and saying, this is how you have 2 men at the same time.
That was so tacky.
I'm like,
with her girlfriend sitting across from her. I was like, this is too much.
Are we talking about? I thought you and the hubby were done.
Yeah.
And I thought Ink was your man and you've moved on and like you're just like taking care of G. Like, wait, are you saying like you're servicing both? And if you're Ink, does that not gross you out that this is the comment that she's making?
Save time.
He looked like
it's
together his way.
Maybe, like I said, if to save time, it's together.
Yeah.
Like, it's
okay.
Okay, so we've got to move on.
Get that out of my head.
We've got to move on.
I rebuke that in the name of Jesus.
We've got to move on from Potomac because there's only so much more time. We've got to get to, we got to get to the good shows. The good ones, which Salt Lake City. So I talked about it a little bit with you ladies, and we really do try because we talk throughout the week. We plan the show. We figure out what we're going to put, in every segment. But we really try not to dive that deep into the topics because we want to save it for it to be, really genuine when we do get on the show.
Yeah.
But I could not stop with Bronwyn and the strategizing this week on the Salt Lake City.
I mean, hijacking the show.
I truly believe she planned this trip. All the eggs are in her basket. She has the money. It's her private plane. It's her footing the bill for this, Airbnb. Yeah. Or if she, owns it. So therefore, she's calling the shots. So she already ousted Heather from going. And now it's like she's telling Lisa.
Didn't invite Brittany.
Did not invite Brittany. And you're telling Lisa and her husband, like within the first, 5 hours of touching down, that they have to leave if they can't get it together.
Mind your manners.
Yes. And I'm like, the producers are just letting you get away with this?
Can I just say, I do secretly love it.
Why?
I do. I just think that it's like, oh, are you bitches gonna sit there and let her take your show? You're not gonna fight for your show?
Like it or not, you gotta have a little bit of respect for like a newbie that could come in to this now very established franchise and just hijack the show and leave out one of the major OG. Like,
yeah, but see, that's like
how
my point,
can you do? Like, Katie could never have been able to do this on OC.
No,
who's Kate? Oh, of course.
Hello. The fact that you just said that says it all.
I had to walk you through how we started off here, and she has the funds, the affordability to do this. Okay. No diss to Katie.
I was gonna say that's no diss shade to Katie.
But with that being said, I just feel like as the producer, as Bravo, it's kind of just like hence why we see what happened on New York. It's like, how do you start to put some guardrails around this? Because as a viewer, it's like that's just not what we're here for. Like Salt Lake City, we like seeing the OGs. The reason why we've stuck around from the Jen Shaw all the way till now, you can't just go ahead and rewrite a show and let someone else dictate.
But she sure the hell did.
I know.
But
so I'm
did
saying
we miss Heather this episode? And I think that's the point.
Did we miss Heather? I feel like if
I didn't.
I feel like if they so I see that Lisa didn't leave, obviously. Right. But it's like if she did, it's like who the fuck is left? Like the
couple. By the way, come in my room and say that mess to my husband. Oh, we out.
Oh, for sure.
I'm not waiting around to see if my behavior is acceptable enough to you to
and
stay.
Honestly, I might be out. He might still be there. Because why would you let that man talk to you like that?
Yes. Like, and because my first question is, and you said what to him?
Right.
Yes.
You'll talk to me?
Okay, let me talk to her.
And then are you still supposed to show back up?
Let me tell you something. I don't care if I acted a whole entire ass from the minute the plane stepped up. We are a unit. And for you to allow some man to tell me that I better learn to get some act right or I'm getting put out, bitch, I'm out.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
I'm not waiting around to get thrown out.
And the way he's like, oh, we can give them some money and they could just get a car. I was like, well, damn. But he definitely gives very like CEO vibes. And this
he the boss.
Oh, yeah.
This is very clear.
This is how I run the boardroom. This is how I run my bedroom.
It's very much so
not
Tom Girardi.
That's another one. Without a shirt
Christina
on. With these visuals today.
No, we don't want them.
Yes,
they really do give Tom Girardi and Erica vibes.
Yeah,
Tim and Bronwyn.
Yeah,
and it's a little bit creepy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I could have done without that scene too with the jeweler. It was tacky.
Oh, beyond tacky.
You didn't need to do that on camera.
Not at all. Not at all. Okay, so we also see that Mary Cosby wasn't there. She said she was staying with her son for the weekend, which was a little sad. Womp womp.
Yeah.
And I feel like the MVP couple of the trip, which is saying a lot, is Angie and her husband.
Who would have thunk it?
That's saying a whole lot.
Who would have thunk it?
Yes.
Not after the rumors.
Yes, and then we also see that Meredith's husband has to leave and go back to Ohio, and I'm like,
he needs to tell her this on camera. Yeah. In the middle of their friend group. Like, that is giving I am scared my wife beats me vibes. Like, sorry, allegedly, just kidding. We're not saying that. Meredith, please do not sue us.
Yeah.
But honestly, if we're on a couples trip and you leave me, it might be that was kind of vibes for me.
Yeah. But I thought that was lame, and I kind of felt a little embarrassed for Meredith.
Yeah. Definitely. But to be continued. I'm excited. I'm still, like I said, a very engaged watcher in Salt Lake City. Yes. And definitely hear the trailer for the mid-season trailer just dropped today. And it is so good. So excited. Alrighty. So right now, this week, we have the second installment of the OC reunion. But first, let's talk about what happened last week on the first installment. And we see where, first and foremost, we see Emily is vicious. I don't know other way to describe her. And I'm just like, why are we... It's kind of like when what Jen said to her was like, I don't owe you anything, but why are you coming at her like she does owe you something? Why are you interrogating her?
It was a lot.
And who the fuck is Tammy Wynette? I don't know who that is.
The country singer, Stand By Your Man.
Oh.
She's like, you do
I know
this
the
Tammy
song.
Wynette thing. And I'm like, who the fuck is that?
boy.
And I forgot to Google.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very popular country singer.
I
Okay.
do know the song.
Stand by. I don't. Okay. Anyways, but it's like to call her out like that and just like, it's just like very disgusting. But Jen had some clapbacks.
Oh, I loved it. I loved it.
And the fact
I
that.
just love me some Jen.
Yes.
From where we started out the season to how I feel about her now, my love for her has just grown exponentially.
Oh, absolutely.
She is like, Jen is nobody's punk.
But I feel like she does it so very classy, very demure, and very
Very
mindful.
factual, very true.
Yes.
Very mindful.
I pulled up
Oh.
the People article saying that Emily does in fact get support from her in-laws.
Oh, I mean, just, you know, we all are adults. We adult in LA. We adult in California. Run those numbers. Like, you have the show
Yes.
salary, but then what does Shane do? Do you lawyer?
That's
do
what
you
I'm saying.
How many
Shane
cases
wasn't
does
really
he
bringing
have?
in money like that. So
Yeah.
obviously, listen, you cannot just making it to 6 figures is not enough to live a luxurious life in Orange County. Not
at all.
not in Southern California, honey.
Yeah.
You got to pick another state to live that life.
Yeah.
So it makes sense to me that like he's got well-off parents, well-to-do parents, and maybe they pitch in on the party.
And also shout out to the parents. I feel like most in-laws just give you hate, not money.
Kudos.
Yeah.
So Emily, we aren't hating on you. The viewers aren't anyway. So nothing to be ashamed of.
Yeah.
And then we see Heather. We see Andy Cohen calling out Heather.
You know it's bad when Andy like holds you accountable.
Yes, right? I was just like, okay. She's like, I'm not here to, I don't look up people. I don't do that type of thing. I'm not here to bring people's dirty
Bullshit.
laundry. And then Andy was like, that's how we started today.
Literally.
It was
Yes.
like, you
coming in with research on people,
Yes.
in particular Katie.
Yeah. So, and then we saw Katie. I think that was really hard to watch. And
It
parts of
was.
her story I definitely like empathize with and can relate to.
Yeah.
And I was just like, it's just so sad that you have like these two women attacking her. Like, but I kind of did want to know, like, okay, what house do you live in now? Was anyone else thinking that?
Yeah, because it's giving a little Jen Shaw. It's giving a little Meredith Marks.
Yeah.
Like every season, are you going to be in a new Airbnb?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But once again, the producers, I think there should be like some high level kind of checkbox. I cannot talk today. Some
Box checking.
Yeah, high level box checking that you should like in order to qualify to continue in the interview process to be a housewife. And one should be
Yes.
do you
Submit
own your
bank
home?
statements.
Yeah. Like,
Not submit bank statements.
Submit bank statements.
do you own your home? Do you own multiple properties? Like, you know, let's
Yes.
do a little bit of
I
a
think
research.
if we did that, we do away with some franchises.
We probably would.
No, they'll just get
However,
different names.
The whole premise of the Real Housewives, again, say it with me, audience, aspirational wealth.
Yes.
And so that's what I could find regular people on TLC. Like, I want to see pie in the sky, dripping luxury. That's what I like in Real Housewives.
Yeah. Anything else did we leave out on the first installment of Housewives?
Not that I can think of. It was good.
No, it was good.
Looking forward to the next
And I
installment.
think, like, you know, to Tamara and Shannon, I think they're going to kind of get a lot more heated when Alexis finally comes out and joins.
definitely.
I can't wait for that. But I thought it was very smart for Tamara to be like, she kind of walked it back. And this, like, I want to see how we can move forward. I'm like, yes.
She says that all the
'Cause
time, though. Like, it wasn't believable. It just seems like, okay, this is like, wah, wah. Like, you say this.
Our
Well,
boss
Shannon,
is here.
Shannon ain't going for it. Shannon wants no parts of it.
Yeah, it's kind of like.
And I thought it was funny how Emily was kind of like, well, you see how Gina accepted your apology, Shannon. And I'm like, wait a minute. We are not talking about the same
Apples and
level
oranges.
of horridness. Shannon did not do to Gina what Tamara did to Shannon the entire season.
Yeah.
It is one of these things is not like the other.